Botswana. My name is Afitile, Edwin, Puso, and I come from an organization called Risk Minds Botswana, which is a group of volunteers. The idea there is that we realize that the government has done a lot for us as Botswana, and probably the same holds for other people from other African countries. And we feel that it's our turn as young people to contribute to the economy of the country in as much as we can, a practical sense. So we are a group of people with other commitments that give away a certain portion of their time to volunteer to organize this, to organize what will be the first convention on finance and risk management that will be held in. So it's very important for us to understand the background. The background is simply that we want to give back to our country, and we're doing this from the bottom of our hearts. Like we said, it's something that is altruistic, and hence we work with volunteers and we work with sponsors. For example, one sponsor is the Natural Society of South Africa that is interested in growing its reach out into the rest of Africa, and this is an important or a practical medium for breaking into the rest of Africa. The Natural Society of South Africa is a professional body that oversees the administration of the actual profession in South Africa and Africa, and it is a registered member of the International Association of Actuaries. We also have the University of the Free State Department of Mathematical Statistics and Actual Science, where I studied for a while, and they will also hold an exhibition store to tell people about their department and to probably get a few people to go and study there. The other sponsor of ours is the Botswana Insurance Company, which is a short-term insurance company that will also have an exhibition stall at the convention in August 24th to the 25th. So apart from that, now the more so important things to raise is then that there are many ways in which people can get involved, and I will explain more of that in a little while. But maybe I should start by laying out the way in which the whole thing works. So we have representation in 5 African countries. We have South Africa, and I'm the one responsible for logistics in South Africa, and then there is also Zimbabwe, there is Thomas Isol from Zims, and then there is Lesotho, there is Ethiopia, Mohati, and then Namibia also we have Travelodge. So the whole idea is to bring people from different African countries to come together under this platform. So it's a good thing for the country of Botswana, it's a good thing for the city of Gaborone, for people that have never been here to come and see the country, and to come and see the beauty of the country, the sun shining, because it's going to be August and spring. So it's a good opportunity to serve our country and to serve our hospitality and our friendliness to other people. And then also, now on the 24th to the 25th of August at the Travelodge Conference Center, we will have the whole thing split out simple. The first day of the convention will be dedicated to general presentation of topics in financial risk management in general. For example, we will have a speaker talking about, which is Franz talking about pension funds and longevity. You probably all know how people are supposedly living a lot longer than we had expected, or a lot longer than historically has been. So the whole thing is an impact on pension funds, it's an impact on society. So Franz Conning has a lot of experience, even his UK experience, will explain the whole thing, what the implications are for pension funds. We will also have, again on the first day, the convention, the CEO of the South African Venture Capital Association, who will then come and speak to us about the venture capital market in South Africa, the private equity market in South Africa, which is a very, very valuable piece of information for us to get from them, because there's implications outside just venture capital. It has implications in, for example, credit ratings and all things like that. And small to medium enterprises. It's a very, very important thing to take the perspective towards economic regeneration and economic growth. Maybe I should explain again that the theme of the convention, economic evolution, adapt or die, is probably more from, I remember a long time ago, maybe how many years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I came across a document written by Professor Gareth Slattery called Actual Professional Evolution, Adapt or Die, and the theme of the convention is economic evolution, adapt or die. So it's almost like they tie together. I think it was a paper, it was a paper by Professor Gareth Slattery. So that's where the theme of the whole thing comes in, to say, economic evolution is about when there's a medium of change going on, and You can either do things, you can either adapt to the whole thing, or you can die. And we think that this is an adapt or die situation because we're calling on the stakeholders from different backgrounds to get involved into this. And my feeling, and probably the feeling of everyone who gets to know about this, that it's a good thing to be involved in. And if you don't get involved, there is no penalty for not getting involved. But obviously we are always stronger together than divided. And then again, I wanted to explain a few things again, what's going to happen on the first day of the convention. We have legal risk, or legal representation from the legal profession, lawyers, the court lawyers. So we'll have a lawyer turned risk manager, Mr. Caesar, who will speak about the implications of risk management in law. He has a postgrad degree in enterprise risk management from the Botswana County College, and he also is a professional lawyer. So he has the right experience to speak about the implications of legal risk in the law profession. As we may know, risk management affects everyone, really. As much as finance affects everyone. For example, the Panama Papers was a legal risk thing that happened a few months ago. So it's very important to get that right. Again, let me explain a bit more about what finance and risk management exactly is about. So the whole thing, finance affects everyone. It affects everyone who has an idea of trying to make money, to make bottom line. So if you're not a volunteer organization, then you need to know about finance. If you're also with the aim of making a profit or bottom line, you also need to know about risk management. Why? Because finance is about bottom line, it's about the number and also the balance sheet. And then risk management is the journey from top line to bottom line, meaning the journey from the money that comes into the company to the actual bottom line of the company. But there are other aspects of risk management like ethics and professionalism and things like that that have no relationship with bottom line. So maybe I just wanted to explain nicely. So there was a question from a student asking, I must explain about the difference between economics and finance. So yes, economics is about discussing commerce principles from commerce. It's about discussing them in principle. We're speaking about economic growth and commerce and principle. Whereas finance is about bottom line. Finance is about a certain number that is either distributed to shareholders or that is depending on the kind of the legal strategy of the company, and whether it's a company that's driven by a shareholder model or a company that's not driven by a shareholder. So now I'm going to move on to who should attend. So everyone should attend. We are targeting students. We want to increase the level of risk management awareness in the country, and also about finance. So students studying any finance-related courses, students studying accounting, students studying risk management courses, students studying pure finance, students studying mathematics, students studying mathematical statistics because it has applications, and students studying economics as well. Also members from the health profession. Also, it's a very good platform for them. We'll have medical doctors speak on the second day of the convention about the applications of risk management and healthcare. So it's a very, very nice platform as well for them. So we also, again, are targeting companies specializing in consulting, we're targeting companies specializing in life insurance, we're targeting companies specializing in banking, pension funds, we're asset management firms, we're targeting almost everyone really that's involved in the finance area. But more so, on the second day of the convention, we will have now something called Government Projects Hub Day. So I'm a member of the profession of the Actual Society of South Africa's Committee on Venture Capital, Private Equity, Infrastructure and Government Projects. So the idea there is that we are targeting the portion of the convention to African governments, also SADC countries, to say, you've driven us, the leaders, African leaders have driven us for so many years, for the case of Botswana, for nearly up to 50 years. So, and throughout all this time, government policy and national strategy was a pure responsibility of the government. Now, what will happen is we will apply principles driven from different kinds of professions to government policy to say, okay, now we can work together in this kind of ways. For example, very sometimes close to my heart is the presentation that will be done by Homoto Young Man and Ms. Tunyamulusi, who is the CEO of the Sun Life Insurance Company, but also the president of the Sun Insurance Society. But anyway, something very, very interesting there is that we will hear about applications of some techniques and how we can be able to improve people's lives. For example, improve the standard of people's living in some social security. How can we end up giving people more social grants, for example, because we are applying completely different kind of skill. So it's a very important thing for African governments to attend and SADC country members to attend, more so in particular members and ministers of finance. So it's a very, very important platform. We will also have Michael Chereva from a company called National Standard Finance, the African Managing Director of the company. So Michael Chereva will speak about something called alternative finance for infrastructure and government projects. So to say sometimes there's something called government deficit and government needs finance and government needs to get projects running and things like that. So what are the different kinds of ways in which we can finance? Also, he will speak about his particular model. So maybe you would want to hear more about it. I myself will speak about our leg grants for Michael Chereva by presenting on estimating a topic called estimating infrastructure investment demand in Botswana. So almost like just before he speaks, I'll lay the ground for him to show exactly where the gaps are in the demand for infrastructure investment and where supply and demand is short, and over the next few years. But also I'll focus on the so-called scenario analysis. I'll focus on applying the things to say, okay, what are the implications of whatever I'll be talking about, financial risk management wise, of say Botswana hosting African Cup of Nations, and particularly, not very important which it is, but what are the financial risk management implications and how can we get it done. And I'll focus on a lot of things like public-private partnerships, and also focus on crowdfunding, because the University of Botswana was built using a crowdfunding model. And I'll look at the implications of things like that. We'll have also on the first day of the convention, for example, the CEO of Botswana Stock Exchange speaking about how to create wealth by using the exchange. It's a very, very powerful thing given the amount of growth that this country is facing. So one thing other people don't realize is that Botswana is an emerging market. So an emerging market means there's a lot of tons and tons of opportunities in the country that we can all take advantage of. We need to be aware. So it's very, very important to have that back of mind whenever we making business deals, whenever we thinking about things, to think about the fact that we are an emerging market, and for the next 20 years there's massive growth that can come to our country if we position ourselves in the right way to benefit from it. So how can we get involved? There are many ways. We can get involved by exhibiting at the convention. It could be either because of a specific company, whether you want to sell a specific company, the brand of a company, or you want to sell a particular product. It's a nice platform to go and shine with your product. There's different ways. You can become an event partner, you can become you can sponsor Wi-Fi, you can sponsor the dinner, you can sponsor lunch. But also I want to speak about the quantitative strategies prize. So you can also sponsor the quantitative strategies prize. It's a prize that is based on that will be given to the student with the highest marks for 2015 in mathematics and additional mathematics. So that is very close to our hearts, and also myself, that I felt it's important for us to reward the highest marks in the national exams, mathematics and additional mathematics, and then to try and part of growing that sort of profession. I'm a member of that sort of profession, but I'm also interested in other parts of finance and risk management, like quantitative finance, financial engineering, and yeah, I think just to touch someone's heart, probably. So I think if you want to sponsor the quantitative strategies prize, you can get involved. So there are many ways of getting involved. So I really encourage people to as much as they can to take part in that. And then the other thing that I want to speak about is that we are really aiming to bring people from different backgrounds. And it's very, very important that when we think about the whole thing, we think about the fact that this is like it's something that has never happened before, right? It happens in very few occasions, you would say, where you have people from the medical profession, people from the law profession, people from the actual profession, all coming together in the same atmosphere of finance and risk management. So I envision that it's going to be a very, very beautiful event to be a part of, and I encourage you to take part in it. More importantly, the whole thing is about finance and risk. So the risk part represents risk management, and then it also represents risk taking. So in the second half of the second day, on the 25th of August, we will now have our entrepreneurship session. So that session is inspired by the success of someone called James Moingi, the CEO of the bank in Kenya called Equity Bank. So James Moingi took on something that was called Equity Building Society, and that was at the brink of bankruptcy, really, you would say, and turned it into a very, very profitable bank. And it won him the World Entrepreneur of the Year Award for 2012. But before that, he got recognition from Stanford University, and they created part of the MBA program at Stanford University is based on, there was a case study, right? There was a case study at Stanford University that was based on equity bank, also based on James Moingi, based on the success of James Moingi, that 5 years later got him the World Entrepreneur of the Year Award. So we will also have a panel discussion from different entrepreneurs in the country that we are still busy in touch with. In that panel discussion, we will discuss the Equity Bank case study applied to the case of Botswana. The Equity Bank's case study that was done by Stanford University. So probably one of the interesting things. But also there'll be a very interesting thing. There'll be a live pitch whereby we've rolled out invitations to different Botswana to send through their business ideas, and then we will then screen through some of them, send back again for more questionnaires and things like that, and then we will then select three of them, and then 3 of them will pitch live in the convention, and then investors can have the chance to invest in it. There is no guarantee whether people will invest in an idea, because it depends on how good your idea is and whether they believe in the idea. So it's more like a serendipity kind of thing, like where anything can happen. It depends on how good you are and the people that are there and everything like that. So it's a very, very interesting part of the whole thing, where some people that have good business ideas can end up having their ideas out there. But before then, also in the entrepreneurship session, we will have also the Lantern OTC, which is a company that is based on that will give a talk from about the view of small to medium-sized enterprises to see how the most efficient way of investing that is different from the exchange-based way of investing. Again, back day one of the convention, we will have one of my supervisors for a very technical research work that I'm doing. His name is Dr. Anthony Mutia, who will speak about the derivatives markets in Africa. He has explored the different kinds of derivatives markets in Africa. So companies may want to know what exactly, how exactly it can be done, and what are the benefits for small banks in Botswana, and how we can get growth using derivatives. And also important thing for the exchange again to keep in mind. So yes, in a nutshell, yeah, a lot will be happening, a lot of interesting things, and we are working tirelessly to try to make it a win for Botswana, and registration has started. So you may go to our website, which is www.botswana.com, and then you can get all the details in there, how to be involved and how the whole thing will work. We are busy updating our agenda, keeps changing from time to time to come in to try and deliver what will be the best thing that has happened to our country in terms of business related aspects. And I would like to maybe in give an epilogue by remembering the late Cesar Zakham, who had a good vision for nation building, speaking about how we should create a history for ourselves, and a history that we should all remember. So yes, maybe again akin to the words of Cesar Zakham, we are in the process of building a history as a country, and there's a platform for all of us to take part of it, to take part in it also, and I invite everyone to pay attention, and we will make it a very, very good event. It's not a free event because we don't have money. It's altruistic, like I said. So you have to buy a ticket. Ticket for companies is 2,500 pula, and ticket for students is 1,500 pula. So that's about it from my side. Like I said, my name is Afitile, Edwin, Puso. Thank you.